It's here. It's finally here. 46 seconds ago.
It's been a while since I got here. No idea how I pulled through all this.
The straggler.
It's been a while since I got here. No idea how I pulled through all this time.
It's a different actor, I think.
Gotta record this. Someone's gotta know. The clank is out in the fields.
Hey, he used the slur!
Hell. But I gave back worse than I got. It was bad for a while.
The craft bot. Ooh, new effects. And some new blocks. A new chest design, a scrap chest. And a new world look. The quest giver. Oh, what a voice for, what's his name? Alright, fighting of bots there. Firefighting. The foam. Pollute the water. A statue of a bot there, okay. Because this is in Scrap City. The ice building, which is an underground access to, ooh, like a dungeon environment. There's gonna be puzzle solving in there. Underground, the trash bot fight. Going outside of the warehouse, which now has rails that you can ride on and blow it up.
Mechanic, this is the beginning. You get it? Thanks for taking it.
This is what the straggler looks like?
Thanks for taking out that plank.
Wait a minute. This is the guy who's What is up with this guy? What is this guy?
You're a real hotshot.
And there's the baby walk, yep.
This is the
Underground challenge mode.
you get it? Beginning and digging in one.
This is maybe his underground base. There's the vault. The robotic axolot, that's terrifying looking. The new outfits. Alright, we've got the drilling. Build terrain.
Barely scratched the surface. I'm telling you, they're up to something really shady underground.
Some scrap craft. Okay, like an underground packing station for maybe higher value crops. There's that vault. Righty. Bot talking. Alright, the foundry here. Casting. Oh, that's where you get the metal. That's what the vault value's for, probably. And you sell to the axolot there. This is the vault, maybe? This is the vault. They're adding money. Scrap Mechanic Chapter 2 is capitalism.
They say a mountain moves for no one. Well, a mountain ain't met you yet. You're one mean, lean, digging, clanker fighting machine. You are the drilling thunder.
What the hell is this? They did not change. And they confirmed it is 2026. Yay. Time to rewatch that.
It's been a while since I got here. No idea how I pulled through all this time.
Alright, we've got old scenes.
Someone's gotta know. The clank is out in the fields. They fought like hell. But I gave back worse than I got. It was bad for a while.
Hiding there. Make a craft bot. There's now new sticky notes on the wall. Alright, new animations for placing stuff down, it seems. Oh, it has been fixed. The other thing has been fixed there. We can see possibly those are two blocks in the background. New connection tools. These are the new dynamic staircase part. Over there is a scrap chest we can see. And you can ride on the vehicle there. And then we have some cinematic camera shots. We have transporting ice blocks, which appears to have something frozen in them, maybe. Perhaps you need that for a quest. This is Hubert. Hubert, that's his name. And we can see his tower that you built for him in the background on the thing. And then, alright, we got a new player base here with some of these new decorative blocks. Not sure how I feel about them yet, but get that. We have some interesting new shading going on over there. Just standard props. Looks like they've added a bell pepper part in, maybe. We got the wedge bot over there. We can see chemicals. We can see the dynamic staircase, more new, maybe perhaps a slightly higher tier scrap metal part. And then we have another mechanic sitting there with an automatic watering machine, which did I see something interesting there? We can see the bot heads in the background, and looks like the fridge got a remodel. And then this is just an oh, this is a chili peppers. Okay, that's what it is. Bots dropping from the sky, which we've seen before. Some new parts in that vehicle, perhaps? Doesn't look like it. That actually seems like it's one of the ones from the other survival trailers. Close up here, though, we can see the multi-shaped parts, and we can see potentially those spin or something. They explode. We can put out the fires in our base with the foam. Here we have the ruined city, which has gotten a huge upgrade. Stop pinging me! Here we have a statue of the farm bot. We can see in the background something. Our pesticide will teach these pests a lesson. We make sure you take the first bite. Ooh. And then we can see an actual farm bot standing in front of that statue there. Here we have what seems to be another mechanic station. Or this is the area where you can spawn stuff in, maybe. Yeah, this is the lift importing area. Interesting how it seems like it's set up, though. Ice cave here, which if we just enter it, go underground, reminds me very much of Selene in Raft, which, you know, similar development team, so not the same development team, but a similar one. Going through here, we can see there's some kind of power core or something, some frozen bots there, which you can shatter the ice, and then you ride on a sledge in this snowy section, which is powered by your hammer, and you collide with this wall where there's a lot of parts stacked here. Entering into the underground, so the trash bot will probably be in some kind of sewer section or some kind of thing. And there it is, the trash bot himself, which you fight just like that. Then we have a new warehouse, which doesn't look too different at first until you realize there are rails riding up on the wall, and the entire thing is on fire and kaboom. Which perhaps will allow you to loot it, or we'll just remove it. And then we see the Straggler himself, who looks insane. We have a dynamic bridge here, which perhaps that's that build a bridge quest that was leaked. In the background, we can see a gigantic mech that's terrifying, and the baby walk in the foreground, of course, who you can now hold corn to feed for. So it'll bring you a revival baguette. We can see the scrapyard looks like it is being added off in the distance there. This is the mining island, though, so pretty interesting. We can see a huge thing. Reminds me of the large islands from Raft a bit with the way it's shaped. But you can see a lot of stuff off in the right. You can see the giant drill there, which would be like a corkscrew. Here's that same challenge modus shot, which we can see. There's not too much going on here that's interesting. But if we look through, we can see a little bit more what's in the door, which it's opening to some kind of keycard reader maybe, or perhaps some kind of inner chamber. Here we can see a large wide-angle shot of a underground. A lot of stuff going on. So we can see there's some kind of counter on the one screen there. Perhaps this is an allied player base, or perhaps this is anything, but we can see that's where that foundry is, and a lot of things. And then here's where we have the vault. So 0. Made your way to the vault the first time. You have a blueprint quest giver, I think. And you make your way in here. This terrifying banker axolotl thing, robotic banker axolotl, that's going to be here. And oh, that is terrifying sounding. Why would they give it that sound effect? This is presumably going to be a neutral NPC. I mean, he doesn't look like he's exactly friendly, but he looks like he won't directly kill you. He'll just bleed you to death for money. Alright, here we've got a lot of new outfits, so let's look through. We've got a astronaut one with that hat on top, which kind of is a little sad. A miner helmet, the kind of paratrooper commando outfit, just the regular mechanic. And then we can see welder, that the tuxedo with the monocle, and some mechanic pants, the tuxedo pants. I'm not sure what that is. We've got a like a gold chain outfit, some new shirts, quite nice. Ooh, camera there. Who knows what outfit that is? And then we can see a little bit more stuff going on in the background there. Lots of new outfits though. Oh, that is a hideous outfit that he selected there though. Oh my. Now we have the 3 plasma drills on here. Perhaps these are a tier 3 drill even. And some new larger wheels, which will be excellent to finally have larger wheels. And it looks like we might have even gotten an increased suspension size, which is great, which comes with bearings built in, using those new multi-shape parts. Around the back here, not too much else new, it looks like. And then, yeah, it just seems like
We barely scratched the surface.
we can see the voxel terrain being built, and it makes a splat sound as it's assembled together. If we just go back a little bit more, we can see not too much else. Stop pinging me. And we can see there's some kind of underground roads that twist here, some kind of challenge thick section. Again, this really does feel like an underground challenge mode. We can see a little bit more stuff there. Not too much more that I can make out immediately in this shot. This is not a deep dive video. This is just a first thoughts. I'm not even going to edit this because I just want to rush it out. We can see some gems which you'll sell to that robot axolot, presumably axolotl. A rocket. It appears this is a rocket to launch, so perhaps a missile, which would explain why there's an astronaut outfit, which you'll probably grab from in there. Over here we have what appears to be perhaps the underground of the scrapyard. So this is definitely related to where the trash bot is. We can see a lot of those zip-liney rails. They're not really zip-lining, but, you know. We can see many of the parts. This definitely appears to be the scrapyard under here. A lot of reused assets, but that's fine there. And then we can see a lot of stuff. Over here we can see the new, that other refiner. And we can see some lights. We have some more crates of something there. Perhaps that's some kind of fuel. And then we have a new large chest that comes with 4 connection points, and the vacuums now actually finally the vacuum tubes shoot stuff through them instead of just being there, so hopefully the vacuums will actually work now. And then we have the ore sifter thing needs water to run. Interesting. And then we can see just over in the background there's something tallying up different types of, it looks like that might either be a hammer for the forge, or that might be an oil pump jack. I'm not sure what the rest of these are. Perhaps those are quick warp points that you press a button to go to, or perhaps those are it's just a map of where everything is, or perhaps it shows the status of if it's operational or not. And then we can get launched up through here, which, look at that animation. That is very cursed. Spaghettification. And we can hit a challenge ball, or a similar challenge ball, which perhaps we'll need this to transport some kind of, I don't even know. But we can see that. That's probably something that was being fixed there. Perhaps this is how we deliver the ores to be smelted into like an alloy or something. And then we have this giant gumball looking machine here. And then that is presumably connected in some way to this foundry here, where we are casting massive, ludicrous ingots, which are emblazoned with the Wonk Enterprises logo on them. And just look at these, they barely fit. Presumably you can't place them when you lift or weld them, so you gotta get lucky with them picking them up. Here we have a cable bot attack, some kind of ruined outpost maybe. This feels very similar to the way the sleeping pods are in the mechanic station. And then we can attack the bots. We have a miner bot there, which would be found in like just the regular caves underground. And then we have a shot of the bank vault, which includes a new chair, similar to the renovation update chairs in Raft, it seems. Lots and lots of cash and some bullion in the background, and then more cash, more bullion, and even more, and some gemstones, and some fossils. Or some bones, at least. Perhaps they're fossils. They're probably fossils. But we can get quite rich in this. Yay.
They say a mountain moves for no one.
And then we got this dramatic line here, which we can see. Looks like there's quite a bit of new stuff in here, though. Can't quite analyze it, but it looks like there's some new lights, at the very least, on the back of that truck. There. That vehicle. And then we have some on the side of this. Which, what are those pads there? And then Axobot. Ha ha ha. Oh, that is cursed. Did you make that yourself? Okay, there's a new glowing wheel part. It appears that's a wheel. And then we've got 3 turret seats with drills on it. And this Axobot. Okay, it looks like it's made out of regular parts. Still very interesting. A lot of disco, not disco, but a lot of fancy decorative lights, it seems, that are very specific. And then here we have a bot factory, so presumably we'll be activating the bot factory. And will it be good or bad, though? Then, and then we have one last shot here of a giant scythe, it seems, attacking. We have a miner bot, a flying bearing, because they always do that. Lots of drills bursting out. We've got that there, the sticky wheels, more cable bots, some miner bots flying out. We can see this is emerging to the ground, so it seems you'll probably be able to emerge to the ground anywhere, mostly. We've got a lot of trees over there, another sticky wheel flying. And then we have the regular mechanic with his spud gun held in one hand and a cornade in the other. And then also has like a bit of a porcelain texture for his face. That's kind of uncanny. I don't really like the shading on that. And then we have the straggler guy with his insane hair. I can't get over that. And he's there. He's got a little bit more of a clay texture, but there's that. And then we can see there's a little bit more detail in the background, but that is quite the reveal trailer. Well, the wait was worth it. Now we'll see how this update actually turns out in exactly 1 week. And, I mean, I wouldn't say this was quite as good as the survival mode trailer. I don't think anything will ever be as quite as good as the survival mode trailer, but this was not bad. Quite a lot to analyze in here, too. And that was just with 2 watches. Well, thank you for watching. I'm David01. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye! And remember, there are only 7 days until Drilling Thunder releases, so make sure to back up all your worlds, mods, and creations, because it will change everything. Bye-bye.